Hello, and welcome to the San Diego Unified IT Training Program's video series, Tips and Tricks. In today's video, we'll be covering the topic of the new feature in Google Drive called Activity. And this is a feature that showed up a few weeks back, and let's see if we can understand this a little bit better. First of all, I want to point out that I'm in my Sandy.net Google Drive account, and each of us in the school district with a Sandy.net email address has a Sandy.net Google Drive account. And so again, this feature Activity showed up a couple weeks ago, and let's take a look at it. So here's our activity folder, and I see some things in here. And this first section is called Recent Comments, and I see first, second, and third activity feature. These are things that I have created actually in my own personal Google Drive account, which is right here. And that's associated not with my Sandy.net email address, but with my Yahoo email address. So it's my personal account. And in that personal account, I did a number of things. I made this spamming document that's right here that I then shared with my Sandy.net self. And then I also made this first activity feature document and then created a comment and then shared that with my Sandy.net self, and then my Sandy.net self made a comment back, and then there's a series of comments going back and forth, but this last one hasn't been answered yet. And so I did the same thing with the second one with a few comments back and forth, and then of course the third one right here. And so if I look back at my Sandy.net activity folder, if you will, I see that I have those same documents here, and because I haven't commented back, they're still waiting for me. So let's see what happens when I open one up. So again, I'm in my Sandy.net Google Drive account. And so basically it's saying, okay, well, guess what? Someone has shared this with you and they have a comment and you need to respond. And the question was, how about this? And so now I'm going to respond. I'm just going to say, how about we just say, looks great. Okay, that looks good. And then I'll just go down here and I'll say reply. So now I have responded to this message that says, what about this? As we're going back and forth making comments, and now that's done. All right. And so it's still here right now. It's going to disappear at some point, but let's take a look at the next one real quick. And so we can see that there's some other comments here. It says, I will add more to this document tomorrow. And I'll just say, how about sounds great? I will say sounds good. That sounds right. Or reply. And then I will go back and let's check out our third activity one that's been sent to us and with some comments. And it says, awesome, we're done then. And so I'm just going to say, yep. There we go. And I'll click on reply. All right. So those are the things that I found in my activity folder just by clicking right here. And there's also something else that has been shared with me. This is something I did for the spam feature video that I made recently. And so if I just open this one up and take a look at it, okay, there it is. I can see what it looks like. It was created by my personal account associated with my Yahoo email, and then it was shared with my Sandy.net self. And so there it is. Now I've opened it up. So if I go back to activity, I still see all of those things here. So what's happening? Let's go back to Drive real quick. And if we go back to activity, at some point, it's going to refresh itself. And those things that have been responded to are going to disappear from the activity folder. So let's see if it's updated itself yet. Still spinning. And remember, everything that happens in Google is happening across the World Wide Web. It's called cloud computing. And we're actually interacting with our keyboard and our mouse with the cloud or the Google server farms. And so at near the speed of light, this data is going back and forth. And right now, data happens to be going kind of slow. So we're waiting for the activity feature or the activity folder to be updated. So remember that happens sometimes slowly, especially when we're inside the Sandy.net Google domain through all the firewalls and things that we have to protect our district. So you can see the first and second activity features have disappeared. Presumably the third one will disappear in just a moment. And of course, this shared with me one is still there. But if I refresh at some point, those are going to also disappear. And then because I've already responded, I opened it up and I made a comment. And this one I just opened up and took a look at it. So again, one was from recent comments and one was from shared with me. So that in the nutshell is how the activity feature works. And I kind of like that. Not very happy with the home feature, not very happy with workspaces, but activity is pretty cool. No longer do I have to go try and figure out, if there's some comments I've got to respond to or whatever, or I don't even have to go down to the share with me to see what's going on. I can look right in activity and I can find those things. And then from there, I can open things up and make comments on that. And then at some point after we've responded to it in some way, then they will disappear from this. And as you can see, it takes a little bit of time. Okay, those will disappear shortly. But that's how it works. So thank you so much for joining us with this tips and tricks video about the new activity feature in Google Drive. Have a great day, and we hope to see you next time in another video.